I am DYANAROZAY, and I bring a unique commentary to your favorite reality TV shows and whatever is popping on social media. If you are not a subscriber, please become one. Hit that notification bell too, that way you don't miss any of my videos. I go by DYANAROZAY on all platforms, and I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. What's up? What's up? Come on in, everybody. This your girl, DYANAROZAY. Welcome to the channel. We are here to talk about Miss Phaedra Parks. Oh my goodness, you guys. Karma has its entire foot, size 15, on Phaedra's neck, and we are here to talk about it. She is messy boots, okay? I cannot wait to get into this. What's up, Kim? Come on in. Come on in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I see y'all. Hit the like button on your way in, please, and thank you. We are about to get into the story of Phaedra, child. She just left Married to Medicine, complaining about those ladies, calling them nasty black bitches, okay? Angry, nasty black bitches. And here she go, doing some of the same shit that she used to do, but accused them of, like she had turned a new leaf or something, and it turned out not to be the case. So come on in. Welcome, welcome, everyone. Let me know where you are coming from in the chat, city, state, country, island, wherever you are from. Hey, Lady D Keys, welcome. Nice to have you. Sis, the show comes on tonight, okay? All the Queen's Men come on tonight, so make sure you watch it, all right? Everybody, please say hello to Lady D Keys. She is here to make sure that you have a good time in the chat. She is volunteering her time as a moderator. I don't care if we have different opinions. Just don't, act a fool or, call people out their name. That's not welcome. But everything else you can say, who cares? Okay, you came over here to hear my opinion. And don't forget to hit the like button, please and thank you. Hit the like button, share the video, become a subscriber if you are not already. We are talking about Phaedra Parks. Phaedra Parks. And what she has going on, okay? Did y'all watch Sunday night's episode of RHOA? I put a poll up. About Shamia, so take the poll, child. Because Shamia did some shit that I was not expecting. This was last week's episode, not this past Sunday, but the week before. Shamia, when they were going to whatever what was it called? The ink something, the black something, where they put black oil all over the body. Hey, welcome. Come on in. Hit the like button. Anyway, they were trying to cover up their hair and protect some of their, their parts. And Shamia took a ponytail of Cynthia's and then mimicked, giving somebody a BJ. I was like, baby, are you declassing the show? What is going on? I need y'all to take the poll at the top of the chat and let me know let me know how y'all feel about Shamia's little act. That was crazy. Come on in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are here to talk about Phaedra Parks and how karma has spun the block quick and in a hurry for Phaedra. What is up? Sarge in charge. She's coming through from New Orleans, or they are coming from New Orleans. What's up, Cookie Clark? Hey. So listen, are y'all still feeling good about RHOA and Angela Oakley and all the folks? So Angela has spilled some beans on Phaedra Parks. Spilled some beans. We know that Phaedra has a habit of, going after people. She'll pay strangers to do her dirty work. She attempted to, spread some rumors about Shamia. She said that she likes to sleep with other men's husbands. She also said that she was in a threesome with Kandi and Todd, Candy's husband. She made the rumor up about the dungeon or whatever was going on in the dungeon. She said that Kandi had a basement that she liked to take people into and said she was going to slip something, put a little something in Portia's drink, and her and Todd were going to have their way with her. And we can't forget what she said about Nene Leakes. She had went to Nene Leakes' half-sister, knowing that the half-sister and Nene, I guess they're not too close, but close enough where she would call her and say, listen, this lady came to me and said this, but she was looking for a little dirt on Nene. And that's when Nene hit her with this. Hold on, child. I don't even have it turned up. What's going on with my phone? Here we go. You never can win when you're dirty, honey. You never can win. That's when she told her you never can win. That's where that line came from. She said it to Phaedra. You never can win when you play dirty, honey. Okay, what'd you say? Phaedra has a mob boss tendency. Baby, Phaedra says she ain't afraid of shit, okay? On the show the other day, she said she don't care. She said, I carry a blicky, so I'm not afraid of nothing, okay? I might be small, but I'm going to get what I need done, okay? Now, y'all remember, Phaedra didn't even go to the Married to Medicine reunion. Didn't even go to Married to Medicine reunion. After Apollo and his, at the time, wife came on the show, and the rumor is that Apollo's wife, Shireen, at the time, his wife, had gave Phaedra the business out on that beach. The way they, edited the scene, they made it seem like Phaedra had the leg up. But according to the people on the show, they said Phaedra got her ass handed to her by Shireen, and she was saying all kinds of horrible stuff about her being a mother and stuff like that. And when Phaedra left the show, she jetted before they even got to reunion. But she did tape a confessional for the reunion where she had called Simone, Jackie, and Heavenly nasty black bitches. Remember that? Y'all some nasty black bitches, angry black bitches. And then she said, y'all funny looking, you're ugly, you're jealous, you're fat. She started calling them all kinds of stuff. And there was a lot of people hand clapping for that. There was a lot of people who said she deserved every bit of it, okay? What's up? Come on in. Good afternoon. Welcome. I kept saying on my channel, that's some nerve, because Phaedra, you got a reputation of doing some horrible shit yourself. And you haven't even been on season 16 for 3 episodes, and you done already showed your hand, okay? You already showed your hand. I thought that shit was hilarious. Angela says she would find out who did it. She has to remember Charles has big money, and Angela's no pushover. Oh, she didn't just say she was going to find out who did it. She said, we got people who care about us, okay? Jimmy Two Fingers and them pulled that dude aside and took his fingers and pulled them all the way back till it touched his wrist, okay? And made him tell who hired him, okay? And now all of this man's business is in the street. Shit he probably wanted to keep private is all in the street. And we're going to talk about it over here too. Okay, so let's get into it. Welcome, everyone. Please hit the like button. I appreciate every single one of y'all. But yeah, after Phaedra did all that, she went over, and for whatever reason, Angela is not her favorite person. I don't know why, but she's not her favorite person. And she's like, me and Charles go way back. I don't know anything about Angela. I didn't even know he was married. And also, let me say this. Phaedra has already said, I believe in an interview that I saw on Friday or Thursday, that she was coming back for season 17. She said, I will be back, okay? And when they asked what happened between her and Angela, she said, I'm going to let y'all see it for yourself, because it's really stupid. I can't even believe, she made it seem like it was a nothing. But we shall see. She made it seem like it was nothing. I'll say that. But Angela then told the story ahead of the reunion, child. Come on in, come on in. Phaedra has always been one stank woman, underhanded and a liar. Okay. Now I'm going to also say that I do like Phaedra. I like all of them. I don't have any reason to dislike any of these people. I talk about them because they're on TV and that's what we're supposed to do. Okay. But these ladies are all, they're well established. They're not wanting for anything. Nobody's going to mess nothing up for them. But she said, I am coming back. That's number one. And we know Angela's coming back. Oh, my RHOA turned into mob boss. Yes, yes, yes. And a lot of people have been saying, why are they messing up marriages? They're trying to mess up the Black marriages. Let me tell y'all the worst thing that ever happened to a housewife. Some of y'all may remember. If you watch Real Housewives of Miami, Alexia, who was married to a man named Herman, who was on the DL. They were at a party and a young man, very young, walked up to Alexia and Herman. And the man said, hey to Herman, like, hey, how you doing? Nice to see you. And Herman pretended like he didn't know him. He said, oh, do we know each other? Kind of thing. And the dude got on his knees with his nose to Herman's zipper and looked up at him and said, do you remember me now? Okay. That was the worst thing that I ever saw happen with, someone coming in with the marriages. Okay. But I just wanted to share that because everybody kept saying it's the Black shows, child. Y'all got to watch all the shows. Watch all the shows. Wait, what? You heard me. Y'all can look the episode up. Real Housewives of Miami. You probably can find it on Google, YouTube. Herman was on the DL. He was on the DL, a young man that he allegedly had a relationship with. It was confirmed after he passed away. He actually died in bed with a man, had a heart attack. And he ended up, he tried to pretend like he didn't know who the man was. So the man got on his knees and put his head in Herman's, and looked up at him and said, you remember me now? Okay, don't play with me. That's basically what he said. She wanted to faint. I promise you. She looked down and she started giggling like a nervous laugh. But it was too late. Too late. You spilling Lipton tea, child. Anyway, so yeah, let's talk about it. So Angela Oakley has been sharing. She was on Watch What Happens Live on Sunday night. Her and Charles was actually behind the bar. And he gave her all kinds of compliments. He said she was sexy, a good wife, a great mother, that she, keeps the house and him together. So people who've been saying that he don't love her, he let people know that he does love his wife. He just, he's just, like I said, he's an old persnickety type of dude. Jesus fix it. I'm glad I'm tuning in. But Phaedra, I guess, wanted to bring a little drama to Angela, maybe run her off the show so that she wouldn't accept a contract for the next season. So that she wouldn't have a contract for the next season, I'm assuming, because why would you do this? Why would you do this? But she ended up hiring a man, according to Angela, because this is what she actually says on the show. She said, me and Charles got some people who care about us. And so they caught up with that young man, and he let us know that he was paid to come onto that set and make this scene with her. So the man walks up to Angela and says to her, I need to talk to you about your husband, Charles. He came into my restaurant with another woman, and I think there's some things that you should know. And Angela looked at him like he was half crazy. She said, I don't know who this mother effer is, right? She did all the right things. Don't come over to me. She said, I didn't ask for him. I don't know why he would bring this shit to me. And when he didn't get her attention that way, he ends up screaming out loud, which I think it was on a mic almost. And he said, Angela Oakley, your husband Charles is cheating on you. and then he got escorted out by security. Okay. Now on Watch What Happens Live, Andy Cohen asked Charles if he heard it, and he said, no, I did not hear it. But we know that next week, Charles is going to have a confrontation with this dude where he, jacks him up by his shirt collar and wrinkles his school clothes. Okay. And I noticed how Phaedra was the first one to gossip about it. Yep, that shit made her giggle, didn't it? Soon as she left up out of there, she called. Who did she call? Was it Portia? She couldn't wait to tell it. Who said that Phaedra paid them people? It was Angela. She says it on the show, in the episode. She said he was paid. Okay. You didn't hear her say Phaedra's name. She didn't say anyone's name on the show. She actually just said he was paid. And we getting the pieces together is how Angela says it. But she released, after that, she did release today that it was Phaedra. The guy responded and then deleted, but another YouTuber caught who he said paid him. Oh, for real? Phaedra thinks that she's learned her lesson after the first. Well, this is reality TV. I'm telling you right now, a lot of people was getting upset, but y'all, the people that come up to these people and say this shit in real life is no different from people who say it in the comments or send people DMs. Angela actually said when she first started the show, people stay in my DMs telling me about Charles, telling me what they're going to do to Charles, all kinds of stuff. So people are just dirty dogs like that. That's just, it is what it is. Shamia mimicked a BJ in the first or second episode, and they asked how she got the car. She sure did. Well, I just want her to leave people's hair alone, child. But you're right. She sure did. Got a sick baby at home. Sometimes, Gina, because I was thinking like, damn, Shamia goes from like feeling really guilty about her baby to like doing really crazy shit. And sometimes the mind works like that. Like, to keep you out of a depression or a funk, you'll do these really crazy things. She probably just needs to go to therapy and maybe get on some antidepressants or something. That's just my opinion, by the way. Cookie said, hold on one second. This is going up fast. And Diana, did you notice that Angela said that she hasn't received her welcome back letter yet? Well, I don't think any of them have received it yet. They're supposed to receive it after the reunion, which has not aired yet. But the scenes that caught my attention so far was Miss Shamia, who I know is going through a lot. I can't even imagine what she has to be going through. But that girl goes from crying to losing her damn mind in seconds. Okay. She has a lot going on. That was funny. Them locking Drew Sidora out of the fashion show was hilarious. She came late, and when them ladies, every single one of them, not one person looked back toward the door. They all just was like, oh shit, we here, we filming. So that shit was hilarious. What else was funny? I think those are the only scenes I remember for whatever reason. Keep hitting the like button. Thank you. I appreciate you, Lady D. Well, I hope they does not get a welcome letter back, or Portia. Well, I hope, who doesn't get a welcome letter back? Portia's definitely getting a welcome letter back. Y'all can just cut it out. I know y'all don't like Portia, a lot of people, but Portia has more people that love her than hate her. She actually has, I don't know how many million people follow Portia? Portia's coming back. Andy Cohen loves Portia. He loves Portia the way he loves Alexia on Real Housewives of Miami. Both of them always have a standing invitation. They get to come back whenever they feel like it. Let me see. Angela said that she didn't, 7.7 million followers. Angela said that she doesn't want Phaedra to come back, though. I love Portia, but Britt is a no for me. You can take her, Peach. Well, yeah, Britt took her own peach when she decided not to come to the reunion and fake threat suing Bravo for 20 million. So she's wrote her ass off the show for good. She won't be back. And Portia did that People magazine cover, the digital cover, where she act like she was Bernadine from Waiting to Exhale, Bernadette. And she walked away from that burning car and flicked that cigarette, child. She said, I'm done with Simon. People love that show. Hey, Sharon, what's up? I appreciate you. Yeah, I like Portia. I like all the girls. They're all good people. But Portia's fun. She knows how to, bury the hatchet and keep it punching. And that's the type of personalities that they need on the show. But anyway, let's talk about this man right here. His name is Marcus Merritt. Okay. This is coming by way of Mr. Housewives because he has all the tea. Mr. Housewives said that before the show even aired, Marcus Merritt had reached out to him and said, hey, I would love to work with you. Maybe you can come over and do my podcast. He's a podcaster, this Marcus Merritt guy. And he said, he was going to share the tea with them. But Mr. Housewives said, I didn't. He said, listen, I didn't, reach back out to him. Anyway, in the scene, I told y'all, he goes over, he tries to pop Angela's balloon by telling her that her husband was cheating, which was the wrong thing to do, because if Charles did hear him, he may not have walked out of that damn event the way he walked in. You are risking a whole lot. So I have to assume that she paid him enough money for him to, want to risk breaking his legs. You can have good television without someone making up lies. Yeah, people lie in real life every single day. Being on reality TV does not make you a truth teller. You are going to lie on reality TV just like you lie in real life. Everything that everyone does in real life, they're going to do on reality TV. I think that's what people have to figure out. Just like they lie in your real job, okay, at the post office, the grocery store, McDonald's, wherever it is that one may work. There's liars everywhere, child. We hold these people to a crazy standard on TV. This is how they are in real life, and that's what happens. But he ends up getting carted out of there. And Angela, like I said, caught up with him, and she has some interesting things to say. So let's take a listen, child. Hold on. Oh, hold on, child. I went too far.
Do you believe what we're seeing happening now with these episodes airing? We just saw this recent episode that, there's this rumor that Charles is still cheating on you. And that comes out, and you and Phaedra have a back and forth about it. Do you believe Phaedra started this rumor that Charles is still cheating on you?
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah.
And you know this because
of the person she used to start the rumor told me it was her.
Do you believe?
Okay, so there you have it. She said she got it directly from the horse's mouth, Marcus. He told me it was her, which is bad for Phaedra, child. You're gonna pay somebody to do some work for you. They have to be able to, take it to the grave. They have to be able to take it to the grave.
Believe this person telling the truth?
Yes, he had a lot to lose if he didn't.
Do you believe what we're seeing happening now with these episodes airing?
And it's just who he is and things that he done in his past. He didn't want to come to light. So I found out about it. And I was just like, you're going to tell me, what happened and who sent you. And he beat around the bush and he just said, I'm going to tell you. And he did tell us. And then there was just this connection to Athens, Georgia. I'm like, I've never met anybody from Athens, Georgia, ever. And I've been in Georgia 20 years. Never, I've never. And to be in a room with 4 people from Athens at the same time, I was just like, okay. But yeah, he did tell me. And I do 100% believe him.
Okay, so there you got it. That's the horse's mouth.
You never can win when you're dirty, honey. You never can win.
You never can win when you're dirty, honey. That's just what it is. Okay. Look, yes, Diana. Speaking of liars, Carlos King lies. Child, they all lie. Even people y'all want to act like don't lie are some of the biggest liars you've ever met in your life, you've ever seen on reality TV. These people all have things to hide and they will all lie, even if they say they don't. That's a lie in itself. Nobody is immune to lying. Lies are said by everybody, child. Hell, Angela Oakley has told a lie too. The thing is, people get caught in their lies, and it is what it is. I sure hate saying another YouTuber person channel to tell you where to go instead of it's, yeah, don't tell me another YouTuber's channel, child, because YouTube, speaking of crazy, I don't know who these people are, but I just, you understand. Sure. We don't need any problems. You could send it to me by way of a DM if you like on IG, but I need to insulate myself from some of these folks. Let's see. But yeah, outside of that, we have to remember that everybody says and does shit. And it does not matter how much money you have in your pocket. It doesn't matter what church you go to or how much of the Bible you actually know. We have to stop pretending that we, thank you. Keep hitting the like button, please, and thank you. Please hit the like button. Sometimes we be dragging people into holes that they can't get out of because they can't live up to what people on social media want them to be. And it's just easier to be yourself. It's just easier to be yourself. So sometimes people be trying to live up to things they cannot live up to. So come on in, hit the like button, please, and thank you. We are talking about Miss Phaedra Parks, who then got herself caught up in yet another one. Now, Phaedra sounds like she is denying it so far. She hasn't given any real details, but she has done some interviews with different podcasters. And in these interviews, they directly ask her, are you coming back next season? That's the first question. She said, absolutely. Second thing is, what's going on between you and Angela? And she said, it's not a big deal. When you guys see it, you're going to, basically calling Angela out for being a little crazy. You're not allowed to say or do anything about Charles. But Angela is point blank accusing Phaedra of paying a guy named Marcus Merritt of coming for her marriage. Hold on. And threatening her. This is Marcus Merritt, by the way. He was on the show. He showed his face on the show. So I'm going to put his face up here because it's not that big of a deal. But I will say that he seems like, he has some things going on. He had talked about being or having a restaurant. He said, your husband came into my restaurant with a woman. And yeah, he appears to be the general manager of a restaurant that sells Caribbean food. I actually went there one time. I didn't like it. Okay. It wasn't for me. When people don't get the jerk right, the jerk seasoning right, I'm done with it. I can never try it again. I can't even imagine Charles would be there because he's such a food snob. I'm a food snob, but he said that. We know it's a lie now. We know it's a lie now. But he also he has a lot of businesses and things going on. I told y'all he had the podcast. There's social media posts with him involved in some sort of real estate venture. He sits on the board of directors for an LGBTQ organization. And unfortunately for him, he also got himself into a little bit of trouble that he tried, I guess, when Angela said he didn't want his secret out. This would be the secret. This is again coming from Mr. Housewives, that he is on the SO registry. Okay. It's a level 1 offense, So that means that's the lowest you can be. So maybe he touched someone inappropriately that didn't want to be touched, but he is on an SO registry. And that's what he didn't want out. But, child, the internet works quick, child. The internet works quick as hell. So unfortunately for him, that information's out there. Let's see. A whole lot of people owe Dr. Simone an apology for the Mean Girls comment. Phaedra and Portia are the low down dirty individuals. Phaedra ain't pay that man. Ooh, Wynn said under no circumstances did Phaedra pay him. Well, Wynn, why do you feel that way? Tell me. You believe Phaedra? You think that that's all a lie? You think? Keep talking. I need to hear your reasons. Phaedra hasn't come out and said anything yet. I've been paying attention to her social media. She hasn't responded to it at all. I believe it's Phaedra, especially when the ladies gossiping about Angela and Charles. Angela did her interview today on Carlos King. She seemed to be very open. She said, listen, there was some cheating in her marriage. It went on for a long time, but she said at this point, her and Charles have been in therapy for a very long time, and she does not give a damn about what other women say when it comes to her marriage. She cares about what Charles says about her marriage. And Charles said the same thing when Andy Cohen asked Charles, do you see what the audience is talking about when they say you don't seem very affectionate towards Angela? He said, I don't give a damn about what the audience thinks. I care about what Angela thinks. And I was like, that's how a winner thinks, okay? You can't live your life for other people, child. Y'all are in the front seat. Everybody else is in the trunk. We don't know every part of their relationship. But if you let them comments mess your relationship up, shame on you. Come on in. Not the secret, clutching my pearls. What secret? Why are they pressed about Angela's marriage? My guess would be, if I had to guess, because Angela is the breakout star, she's the one that everybody's talking about. People like her and Charles. A lot of people like her and Charles. I think that they're relatable as a Black family. I think that when someone comes on to your shit and they're, just being themselves and they become, the couple, people get jealous and they try to put a monkey wrench in people's shit. Her greasy ass, hear her greasy ass go again. Yeah, people like her. They genuinely like her. And she just has a really easy demeanor. She's very relaxed. She doesn't seem like even when she got into that fight with Britt didn't ruffle her feathers at all. You know what I'm saying? She was so cool. Not you with your mouth with the stretch marks around it. Like when she was doing all that, I was like, oh, girl she's not get upset quick. She took it in stride. Phaedra came in hating on Angela. I think so. You mentioned the man being Well, he has a charge. He is on a registry. Clearly, it's public. I got that information off of Mr. Housewives. When Angela said that he had some information he didn't want to get out there, I was actually in the comment section today. I was listening to the video when it got posted, and I was like, child, we done all seen that information already. Angela's interview changed my opinion of her. We could do lunch. Very mature and intelligent. Yeah. Angela is the bee's knees. Now, when I told y'all my first review for RHOA, and I said Angela and Charles are the breakout stars, the people that came for me, like Angela and Charles, they don't even like it. I was like, they do. They like each other. Charles just has, he's just an older gentleman who's set in his ways. He has a way of thinking about things. But Angela is cool. She's really cool, I think. And I actually like her and Charles as a couple. I think that he shows her that in every way that he can, that he wants to protect her, that he loves her. He was sitting behind the bar on Watch What Happens Live. He was the guy, he was the bartender. That says it all, okay? He's there for her. And that's what she said on her interview. She said there was a time that she supported him in everything that he wanted to do. And he has told her, I'm going to sit back and let you do what you want to do right now. He's going to support her. And I thought that was real cool. Let's see. Phaedra probably has something to do with Sam getting deported. Simon, you mean? Because she's sneaky like that, Simon. She's got Charles to argue with. Those women can't. Facts. You are never going to top her, because her and Charles go after each other all the time. And she said that. She said, child, we fight each other on about a whole bunch of stuff. But at the end of the day, I believe her when she said that. She said, we don't cuss at each other when we argue. We don't call each other names. So they got a set of rules that work for them. But they go after each other for sure. They're mad because she has her own. They're mad because they have to marry or date somebody to be somebody. I mean, when people say, when you think about any of the housewife show, this is the type of stuff you're thinking about, right? You're thinking about an actual couple. And I think right now she's the only couple outside of Shamia, right? Everybody else is divorced. Everybody else is divorced. And Shamia right now, she's not showing a whole lot of her husband in her family life. That's just Charles. I agree. I said the same thing. I think that's just his personality, but at the same time, and not but in a negative way, just I actually like to see it. It doesn't mean there are people in the world who are coupled like this. It doesn't mean they should break up. You know what I'm saying? I think that he is showing that he is a very strong support to her by being on the show. He has been at all the sets, at all the filming. She said that he is sitting behind her at the reunion. That says a lot. I don't even think Shamia's husband has come for the reunion. I don't think so. You see, he should have kept his butt off of television. Being messy, diarrhea of the mouth will get you every time. I don't know who you're talking about, Fashawn. Tell me who you're talking about. They are the breakout stars. They're true examples of reality TV. I love them. I do. I think that they are a great example. She said that she had a hard season. She said that, she got her ass handed to her, but she handled it with such grace. I really liked it. I really like what she had to offer. I met Charles at the Atlanta airport, and he was very nice to me and my family. I think that he was nervous, in my opinion, but he did it for her. Are you talking about on Watch What Happens Live? I think he was nervous a little bit, but you know what? He's used to being the star. I just don't think that he's used to having to answer to people about his relationship. So he's not used to that. But I think he did a good job. And then when he had his little list of the 5 things he loved about Angela, I was like, you better talk about how you love your woman. And I think Angela's transparent as well. I think she doesn't, I don't think he would have come on this show if he thought that there was things out there that could come for him. They remind me of Harry Hamlin and Lisa Rinna. Really? They understand reality television and what you have to give up to do without destroying your marriage. Yeah, she said that if she would have come on in 2013, that it probably would have broke up their relationship. But she said coming on now, she knows who they are. They've been together for a long time. And she said, listen, at the end of the day, they're gang. Ain't nobody able to come in between them. But she also said that people are sliding in and out of her DMs all the time, that Charles has a lot of groupies. Even though people were mad at Portia, she handled herself well when she said this. Carlos King asked her, how do you feel about Portia? Is she allowed in your house? After making the comment, she better, cut it out before I sleep with Charles. She said, Portia's not somebody I worry about Charles sleeping with. She said, at the end of the day, I have to keep my sights on Charles because women try to sleep with Charles all the time. Okay. She said, groupies come for Charles all the time. That was the smartest thing you could say. Like, she's really done the work. She really has done the work. Can we please put some respect on Charles's name? This man is a legend. Facts. I agree. I agree. She apparently is jealous of Angela and Charles. Okay. She might have a little jealousy, child. She might have a little jealousy, but yeah, this is what's going on. Phaedra today got called out, being accused of paying a young blogger. He has a couple of jobs. Being accused of paying him to come in and try to put a monkey wrench in Angela's shit, okay? And for those of us who have been watching the season, we could see that Phaedra Parks, she felt a little something about Angela. She felt a ways about Angela. Angela still handled it with grace, though. She said, at the end of the day, I don't hate Phaedra. I still like her. She did all the things you're supposed to do. Don't let people know the deck of cards you playing with, right? You play chess, not checkers. Don't come on talk about, I don't like that bitch. I'll never talk to her again. She didn't do any of that. She was like, listen, I'm new. People told me that I was supposed to talk to Phaedra because Phaedra knew the ropes of reality TV. She said, I was disappointed, but it is what it is. He better be careful. Nobody got dirt on him. He don't know. Well, anybody could have dirt on any of them, though. Nobody's perfect when they show up in the reality TV space. If we've learned nothing about anybody, nobody's perfect, and they're not expected to be perfect. They're expected to come on with real life problems, just like you have in your life. And they're supposed to be okay with sharing it. And if people come up in your face and do the shit that has happened to Angela this season, you know, how do you handle it? How are you going to handle it with grace? Are you going to take it in stride, or are you going to lose your shit? Now, we saw Britt lose it a few times, even though I have to say how Britt handled herself with Kelly in this last episode, I actually liked. I'm not going to lie. I thought that was okay. Now, how do y'all feel about the Britt and Kelly situation? Do y'all think that Kelly, might have dropped Britt? I shouldn't even say might have. Do y'all think that Kelly dropped Britt for Shamia? In other words, she thought that, Britt isn't that girl anymore, so she tried to just get in good with Shamia. Let's see. Queen of, it's like receipts, like a criminal record that can be embarrassing. It can be. I agree. But I also think that reality TV isn't for everybody. I think that, some people won't be able to take it. Britt is one of those people. Something happened to her. She wasn't able to take it in stride. Sometimes it feels like you're being attacked all the time or beat up all the time. And you got to know when to say when. And you got to be able to walk away and, not burn your bridges. Like when Portia left after the whole Bolo thing, it came out later that, she had a horrible season. She couldn't take it anymore. She didn't want to go back to the show. She waited, rested, came back. But you just got to know how to play your hand. Also, Angela, I hope, and I said this at the beginning too, Angela needs to stay out of the comment section. I heard her say something like she was reading Twitter when she was on Carlos King's thing. I was like, girl, get off of Twitter. Get off of Twitter. Get off of YouTube. I just want you to stay your genuine self, because those comments will change you. Okay? She makes them sweat. Phaedra will never change. She is the devil in the flesh. Phaedra stays out the comments too. Phaedra is pure Phaedra. Phaedra is Phaedra. You think this is why Andy brought Phaedra back to bring the mess? I mean, y'all don't know people who set people up in real life? Is there anybody who has been set up in real life by somebody they work with or whatever the case may be? This is stuff that happens in real life. Charles was great at basketball for sure. I'm sure he's done some things. Which of them has not done some things? Facts. I just told y'all that Angela said she had some friends, okay, I put that in quotes, meet up with this dude and force him, okay, pin him up against the wall, shake him down until he told the story. So everybody got some people that they should know. Okay. Charles is from Cleveland, like us. Right. Listen, Nikki, girl, I say this all the time. I was telling my sister the other day, I was like, if y'all knew back in the day what people would do, oh my God. And I have to sit with myself and think about shit sometimes, because you can get caught up in this world where you're like, people don't do this, people don't do that. Yes, they do. People do this all the time. But yes, there is some people who know people and they get shit done. It was expected. You're supposed to have an uncle or somebody. You know what I'm saying? What was said to Kelly? She couldn't be my friend, spilling things told in confidence. She's somebody I wouldn't say nothing to or repeat to. Are you talking about Britt and what she said to Kelly about going to the chop shop? So this all started, it sounds like, because Kelly, when Britt walked in, by the way, I thought Britt looked the best she's looked this season. Britt walked in with this little black number, her dress, it was pretty, her hair was pretty, makeup flawless, everything. So when Paris sent Britt into that party, Paris, who used to be Kelly's makeup artist and I guess, designer or whatever, stylist, he wanted Kelly to hurt. Okay. So when Britt walked in there, she looked like she was there to own that damn party. Okay. Kelly looked a mess compared to Britt. So they end up fighting each other because Britt basically said, listen, you were upset that I was sharing your stylist. You offered him to me. And then somewhere along the way, you thought that he was doing too much for me. And so you end up firing him and the rest of your team. Kelly said, you were trying to take my team from me. It started off with you asking to use one person, and then you were calling on my whole team. So after that, I was just like, y'all can have her, because, people were saying it had to do with jealousy, that Kelly may have been jealous of Britt, but Kelly was saying she demanded loyalty from the people she worked for her. And she seemed to take it real, real hard. So when Britt walked in, she didn't speak to her. And it went from 0 to 1,000 in under a half a second. They were calling each other bitches. Little strawberry shortcake, that's what Phaedra calls her. She said, bitch, you don't know me? Like, she really was like, I will get in your ass real quick. And Britt was just like scram-flea. She was just, treating her like she was a nothing. And at the end of the day, I will say that Britt was like, hey, girl, this is jealousy. I thought you and I were real friends. And it came across as jealousy. It looked like she just dropped Britt and, glommed on to Shamia. And I know Shamia said that her and Kelly were friends before. But I have to say, they don't seem like they're strong the way Shamia seemed to be strong in her friendship with Portia. You could see a familiarity with Portia and Shamia that you don't see with Kelly and Shamia. Let's see. Yes, good television ratings. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. The comments are not your friends. Stay out of the comments. Good gravy. Stay out of the comments. Andy is smart with bringing her back. People love drama, especially when it's supposed to be a drama, right? Imagine watching a drama and there is no drama. We don't play. We don't play in the land, baby. Thank you. Yes, there's just happened to be broadcast in front of thousands of viewers. Every day somebody is trying to set someone up. Yeah. Yeah, this is real. And I don't care where you are. If y'all just stop and think about it in your corporate job, in church, you name it, okay, your neighbors, somebody's always doing something to set somebody up. It is just what happens in life, and how you handle it. You know what I'm saying? That's your experience. But we act like this shit doesn't happen. It happens all of the time on Black shows, on white shows, all of the time. Man, Dada, or Pookie will handle things. Mainly man. Mainly man. The team did Kelly dirty. Oh, so you believe that they just, dumped Kelly for Britt? I will say, when I was watching the episode, I said, oh, Kelly's old team wanted Kelly to hurt because they sent Britt looking in like $1 million, baby. Britt looked good on Sunday in that event. It made me feel bad for Kelly a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. And Kelly's a pretty woman. They're all pretty. But I was just like, ooh, I would be mad if somebody who used to be on my team made somebody else look that damn good. So I thought it was jealousy. People use others to get where they're going. Nene told us about that in season 1. Yep, that's true. You're not watching this season because it's classless. Faye plays dirty. Yep. And she doesn't deny it either. The funny thing about Phaedra is Phaedra has never denied the stuff that people accuse her of. She just looks at him half crazy and then she moves on. She does not, she don't care. That's the beauty of Phaedra. People can cuss Phaedra out, call her all kinds of names. She'll tilt her head to the side and squint and make a smirk face and just keep on moving. She'll cuss you out in her head and she keeps on moving. She never gets into it with them, even if she's as wrong as 2 left shoes. She just doesn't. I think that is hilarious. I know a lot of people who do that. It was unprofessional for them to share what she said. The team, that's true. I agree with y'all. Could it be that Kelly was dismissive because Britt didn't show up or support her the way she did for Britt? If you are talking about her divorce, I have to say, I'm not sure because we saw the break between Britt and Kelly before that divorce, before she went back into court. And by the way, she wasn't even divorced in that episode. She just kept saying, I felt like I deserved more. But we could see the alliance between Britt and Shamia happening long before that episode. I agree that it happened on the trip. I think that that just happens. Again, it happens in real life. I think Shamia and Kelly, right now, they just need each other in a different way. Because Kelly has no reason to dislike Portia, and she's giving Portia all kinds of shit because of Shamia. She says some crazy stuff about her. And I when I first was watching it, I was like, she's really burning bridges up front. The only person who's playing it cool is Angela. Even though Angela, when Portia said that shit about Angela's husband, how she keeps it up, I might F Charles. When Angela put that bonnet on and went down those damn steps in those flip-flops, and she was popping, pop, 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 pop. And she ran Portia up out of that damn pool, and Portia was drunk. She said I was high off the Henny. Portia ran her ass out of that pool so fast. She didn't know if she was coming or going. She just knew she had to get the hell out of there. But Angela is that girl. She's not going to let people just say shit over her family, over anything. She's still going to confront you. She confronted her. She did what she was supposed to do. And then she said, listen, Portia apologized to me. She said what she had to say, trying to save face on the show. But she in private said to me, I am sorry. I did not mean that. That is blah, blah, blah. Not only did she apologize to me, she apologized to my husband. So that's big. Not everybody does that, okay? But she did say it. So she's like, I'm going to give her a pass. I think she's a fun girl. You know what I'm saying? I did invite her to my house, whatever the case may be. But that's how you check somebody. I'm going to tell y'all where Drew went wrong this season, because Drew could have had an amazing season. But Drew didn't check people when it was happening. She waited until damn near when the season was over to try to jump down people's throat. And I kept saying, if Drew does not say something now, it is going to mess her up. And it did. It messed her up. Angela said that Drew was real surprised that she was sitting in the last chair on the reunion. Andy actually asked that on Watch What Happens Live. He said, who do you think was the most surprised by the seating arrangement? And it was Angela and Cynthia, and they both went, Drew. Drew was real surprised. Drew thought she clocked in, and she did in some scenes, but she needed to clock in with Portia when Portia was in her face and when Shamia was in her face. Diana, I love the way you report RHOA. It takes a professional, confident, and calm tone to report that show. I hope your channel is doing really well in the algorithm with it. Well, I report things a little differently than the rest of the crowd, and sometimes that gets me in trouble. So when everybody is jumping on I hate Portia wagon or whatever, if I say something like, y'all, it was Shamia who actually brought that shit up, people get mad at me because they wanted to really like Shamia. But up front, I said, Shamia is actually worse than Portia. I told y'all up front, and y'all could go back and listen to my review. I said, I know y'all love Shamia, but Shamia is worse than Portia. So y'all gonna have to pull back so that you don't get too disappointed, because Shamia is a fun girl and she likes, she's going to do something to disappoint y'all. And people got so mad at me that they stopped listening. Now, if I was talking about how Portia's coochie was on fire, if I would have said that up front, then people would have been like, oh my God, you're so great. But I try to report it the way I see it, mainly because I don't know how to lie about it. I have to just say what I see. But that gets me in trouble sometimes. It got me in trouble with Love and Marriage Huntsville too, child. People got mad at me and, oh, you don't like Melody. I'm like, oh my God, what are y'all talking about? Sometimes you just got to go with the flow, child. When people start coming for me like that now, I just be like, well, I'll let y'all figure it out. Shit. But when people figure it out, they will still sometimes, and I'm just going to say it, y'all, still bend the truth. And unfortunately, that makes things worse for the people that y'all actually like. You can't bend the truth for them. You got to just be honest about what you see. Otherwise, something else is going to happen and it'll just keep getting worse. People pleasing gets Shamia in trouble. You think so? I'm going to tell y'all something. When Shamia was in Sunday night's episode, and who was it? Was it Britt who told Portia? This is something that I didn't see anybody talk about. Britt told Portia, your best friend was talking bad about you, right? And Portia just looked at her. She never said anything bad about Shamia. Didn't say one fucking word. We've heard pretty much every episode that Shamia's been in, how Shamia has talked behind Portia's back about stuff. And people have been like, Portia just needs to come clean. When Britt brought that story to Portia, Portia never called Shamia a name. What she actually said is, well, me and Shamia are good now, which is what she should have said. Me and Shamia are good now. You handle Shamia the way you need to handle Shamia, and I will leave it at that. That's how she handled it. And I was like, that's so big of her, because everybody has been dragging her and telling her she's not a good friend. But this girl just said, Shamia has been talking about you, and then recited something or told her something that she said, nah, that didn't come from my divorce attorney. That came from my therapist, which is that's big. Now, Shamia denied that on social media, but if Portia recognized it, like, yeah, that's a story that came from my therapist, and she was telling that to her bestie, that shows how close they were. And that was a breach of trust. My understanding, hold on, child. Wait a minute. Where is the proof that Phaedra set him up? Where's the proof that Phaedra set who up? Marcus, other than the person that it affected, which would be Angela and her husband, they're the one who's saying it. Angela is the one who's saying this person set up my husband. So all we can do is listen. That's why it says Phaedra accused of, but Phaedra has not come out and confirmed or denied it. So got to give a little wiggle room to that. But yeah, it was Angela who point blank said Phaedra set this man to try to destroy my marriage. My understanding is Phaedra tried to put Drew up on the bus because she was like, Drew was the only one that knew him, and Drew hangs out, so she's sneaky. Okay, one thing Portia has to understand is that you can't sleep with anybody's husband. Everybody's husband don't want you. That's true. But y'all know what Angela is. I'm going to say this too. I love Angela Oakley. Let me just put that out there. I think she handles herself well. But Angela is real clever of how she says things, because the things she kept saying to the cast and to people in interviews, she said, my friends don't play that way. My friends don't talk about sleeping with other people's husband. But what she didn't say is that her and Portia aren't friends. This is somebody you just met on the show. They're not friends. And we know that Angela likes to get her lick back and her get back because we've seen it. We also know that this is how Charles plays. So she knows how to say certain things to get the audience riled up. Angela and Portia were not friends when this happened. They didn't know each other from Adam. Angela made a jab at Portia, like, why did you sleep with that woman's husband? And Portia made a jab back. She said, shit, you keep messing with me, I'm going to sleep with your husband. That was a sparring between two people. Neither one of them were each other's friends, okay? It wasn't like Portia and Shamia said that to each other. Portia basically said it to someone who was a stranger to her. And Angela did too. She said that even on Carlos King's channel when she said, listen, Shamia was telling me stuff about her friendship with Portia, how she didn't like X, Y, and Z. And she said, when I saw how Shamia moved, I didn't feel like I owed Shamia any loyalty. So I went back and told it. She's very, very clever. She's very clever. I like that. Okay. Now later on, people might find it dirty, but you have to recognize who this person is right up front. She doesn't play. She just knows how to play a different game. She does it with a smile on her face. She speaks with a soft voice, and she will still fuck you up. Okay. Let's see. Notice that Shamia didn't know about Portia's cousin passing, her death. She was shocked when Phaedra told her about it. She was. Now, after Britt told her, Shamia told me things that your therapist said. You know, she figured it out. When Portia was, I guess, on her way to Phaedra's event or whatever was happening, Portia said, I'm not able to come because I just lost my cousin, Lonnie, who I actually saw on Portia Family Matters. That was my first time seeing her. But when Phaedra shared it with the group, it hit Shamia real hard. Shamia just looked down and she started crying. She did that quiet cry where she was shaking a little bit. And you can tell that we know that they're they grew up like sisters, they're friends. So I felt bad for her, But I also think that things were probably moving fast, and Portia probably, after hearing from Britt, probably didn't know how to take it 100%. So she probably needed a minute. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Don't allow outside people to tarnish your friendship. I just found out that you're about your channel by clicking this live, and I'm enjoying your commentary. Well, thank you, Bino C. I hope that you also are a subscriber now. Okay. Child, I just try to use some common sense when I talk about these people. I try to tell y'all I don't know them. I watch the show and I tell y'all what I see, and that's it. But that's it. You said it. You're not alone. Melanie was never my favorite. You're not alone. Melanie was never my favorite. I didn't say anything about not being my favorite. What I said was we have to be able to not tear down people that are actually supporting people. That is the problem. Sometimes people get so locked in that y'all will tear down people who actually supports people on the show, and y'all get mad because we're just telling people what we see. It's not a dig. I don't have anything personal against anybody. So that's not true. I just wanted to be able to tell y'all what I was actually watching, but not everybody was able to hear it. And unfortunately for the Love and Marriage Huntsville sector, people get tore up. Somebody that I actually like, y'all may remember, who knew was doing she was doing an interview, not an interview. She had someone on her channel, Simone Redwine, who was talking about that case. And when I tell y'all came after that girl so hard, and she has never been ugly about Melody anything ever. And people, y'all pull support away from people by going after them. If y'all could just be cool sometimes. We don't like that girl. Why would you talk to her? And then somebody who actually made their whole platform about Melody was standing right beside Simone Redwine in an interview in the Diddy trial, and not one person said a damn thing. And I was just like, that's crazy. That's crazy. Phaedra plays dirty to be private with her own business. Probably. But people know her business just like she knows theirs. So they'll come out eventually, child. I thought it was Kelly who asked about Portia taking somebody's man. Did Angela say it too? It was Portia who did say that she would take somebody's man. Angela never said that. Angela actually checked Portia when she was overhearing Portia downstairs, like down at the pool talking about it. She came down to check her. It's the comments and mess that causes a lot of bullshit. It does. Lord have mercy. They are literally opening their private life on television. Some people can do it. Listen, let me tell y'all something. Humans is the only group on the planet that will keep walking into the same fire over and over and over again. Okay? Every other, animal, they won't do it. They'll remember, they have a sensory, they remember, they won't do it again. Okay? But we can watch somebody do something, saw that it hurt them, and walk right in behind it and do it and do the same shit. Okay? You can see somebody tell you 100 times, don't do crack, and somebody will come and do crack. You know what I mean? Like, you want to find out for yourself. That's the affliction. So it does help every once in a while if you're able to watch people talk about their life experiences, their mistakes, and learn something from it. Learn not to do it. You don't have to experience everything for yourself. You know what I'm saying? but we're the only ones, and that is why history will repeat itself and repeat itself. Take a look at what's happening right now here in the good old US of A, child. It's like a history book was never written ever. And in fact, they done went so far as to say, if you ever teach it again, okay, you could go to jail. So, and that's from elementary to high school to college. They have taken the whole curriculum out of circulation. I can learn and relate and have compassion. Absolutely. But yeah. That's it. That's all. So I thought it was interesting. I'm going to keep my eye out to see if Phaedra says anything. Maybe she'll stay quiet until after the reunion, or maybe she will make it a part of her storyline for the next season. She was asked if she thought Kenya should come back, and she said, I don't have anything to do with that. I don't have anything to do with that. And then we saw that Nene Leakes and Kenya Moore started following each other on IG. So there might be, maybe Nene is going to interview Kenya on her YouTube page, or maybe vice versa. But those two are following each other now. So we shall see. But that's it, you guys. I appreciate every single one of y'all for coming over, for coming through and supporting the channel and all that good stuff. Make sure y'all hit that like button on your way out. Hit the like button, share the video, become a subscriber if you are not already. Follow me on all of my platforms at DYANAROZAY. Thank you to my moderator, Miss Lady D Keys. And if I did not shout anybody out that came through to support, I apologize. Hopefully I did. But outside of that, I will talk to you on the next one. Thank you, guys.